Alright, today I'm going to show you how my transcription setup works and why it's the bee's knees and you should get all over this action. Okay, so first I've already got in the F4 transcript program, I have an audio file loaded up that I'm going to transcribe today. So I'm going to hit F4 to get going. Oh, I'm skipped ahead. We're going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to start a little after the beginning because there's some silence. So I'm going to put a timestamp to begin, 1 second in where the audio actually begins. All right.
今天比较一下四
Oh, I forgot to turn my my keyboard on. 今天比较
今天比较一下四种咖啡冲泡的这个方
咖啡冲泡的什么
咖啡冲泡的这个方式。
这个方式 NG 是 that's a sentence. So I'm going to put a timestamp at the end of it. And just to show you how this works, 冲泡. I'm not sure. I think I've heard these words together, and I think they mean, well, I know they mean making coffee, but we're going to just check them out real quick. So these two words together, my dictionary app doesn't have a definition for, so I'm going to check them individually. Control CC to open that little thing. 冲 to dash against, mix with water, infuse. So because this has to do with coffee, I'm going to go with infuse as the most likely definition. And of course, that actually, because I've got experience with coffee, that is the right definition. And then let's look at pao. Oh, it's pao. No, is it? It's pao. Okay, so there's two options here in Chinese. There's first tone and there's fourth tone, but our meaning is, again, to soak, to infuse. So she's talking about ways to make coffee. So this is really nifty, this little golden dict. It's a little pop-up window that I've set up to give me word definitions on the fly, just with a keyboard shortcut. So let's continue.
咖啡冲泡的这个方式，那么不同品种的咖啡都有一点
品种 I think it's 品种的咖啡
都有一点苦。
都有一点苦. I'm going to get the full sentence before I pause to check these words.
都有一点苦。那么咖啡最
Okay, so it sounds like she's moving on to a new thought there. So I'm going to drop a little marker in. And what I'm going to do next is check some of these words. So again, a lot of this is familiar because I love coffee, but we're going to see, okay, 不同, 品种. We're just going to make sure this means something. So I'm going to highlight it and press Control CC, which is the shortcut for this little app right here to tell me, oh, 品种 means breed or variety. So that means what I expect it to mean. Now I'm going to see if I have this in my dictionary or not. To do that, I'm going to go to the workspace to my left. So I'm going to slide workspaces to the left. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with workspaces, these are available in Windows as of Windows 10 and 11, and on Mac OS for a bit longer, and on Linux since forever. I'm going to swipe up with 4 fingers on Windows, and I think that works on Macs too. And you can see I have a workspace dedicated to transcription, and next to it I have a workspace dedicated to Excel documents and some other random stuff that really shouldn't be open. But we go to this space, and it's just the Excel sheets. So on the left here is how I track my progress in getting these lessons done, and on the right is my personal dictionary. Every time I get a word I don't know the definition of, I paste it in here, and I write the definition out. What I should do, though, is I should check and see if I already have it. So I'm going to use the find function, Control F. I'm going to paste my 品种 and see what we get. And I'm going to hit enter a few times to let it search. And apparently I didn't have that word until just now, which is great for this example. And the funny thing is, every time I make a revision of this video, I keep finding new words I don't have, and I keep fearing that I'll run out. It's a language, Jim. You won't run out. So 品种, type variety. I think that's what it. That's what the thing said. Now notice here I have a forward slash, and I haven't changed keyboards. I am still using the Chinese input keyboard, because as long as you're up here and you haven't pushed 1 or enter to select, you can just type in English and get English. So I'm going to hit enter, and then we're going to check on that definition. I'm going to push over again. 4 fingers, I think for sure on Macs and configurable on PCs. 4-finger swipe left or right will let you move between workspaces. So yeah, breed variety. So let's get this a little bit more in line with that definition. There we go. And then I always note down what level of study and then what lesson. And I got lazy last time, so we're going to go ahead and bring all these definitions down here. Okay, and I'm going to continue with transcription. So to continue with transcription, you can click into the window like I just did, or when you come back with this particular app, if you don't want to touch the mouse, you can press Control-E for edit. And you see how my mouse just started blinking? The cursor started blinking when I hit Control-E. That lets you edit. And now to resume playback, I'm going to push F4.
都有一点苦。那么咖啡最基本的味道就是苦味。
那么咖啡最基本的味道就是苦。Oh, that's crying. So fun fact, if you use this particular input method, it'll give you emojis. You see the little crying face emoji? Ku. In Chinese, it means a few things. It means crying, or it's a loan word from English, as in cool, ku. Or it means bitter, like coffee is bitter, which it's kind of funny that there's all those meanings. So I'm going to push number 3 because I believe that means bitter. And to be sure, I'm going to highlight it and press Control-CC. And yes, my little definitions applet here told me that I am correct in my guess. All right. Now, watch this little... are we far enough along yet? I don't think we're far enough.
咖啡最基本的味道就是苦味。不过
Wei. Oh, I forgot wei. We'll put them together. Ku wei. Okay, disan, the third one. Because this is the one we already went over as bitter, and this one is flavor. Okay, so then I'm going to drop another timestamp by pushing F8. So I'm not typing a timestamp. I'm not thinking about the timestamp. I'm just pushing F8. That's the great thing about this program. Let's see here. Now, watch this cursor carefully when I click F4 this next time to resume playback. See how it's at 15.6 seconds now?
本的味道就是苦。
Do you notice how it jumped back to 13 seconds? I'm just pressing F4, so I push F4.
咖啡最基本的味道就是苦味。
So it jumps back automatically and starts playing, because when you're transcribing, it's very easy if you're just pushing play and pause to think you got everything and discover you didn't. Also, if I'm not sure, I type that last little bit right, I can hit that
基
again,
本的味道就是苦味。
and that gives me this last little bit of text all over again. 基本的味道就是苦味.
最基本的味道就是苦味。
I can just keep doing that.
基本的味道就是苦味。
And that's fantastic, especially if you've got a speaker that doesn't speak clearly, or a recording that's really difficult, or if you're just getting started with transcribing a foreign language of any kind. And I definitely use that feature all the time. All right, let's keep going.
基本的味道就是苦味，不过可以通过不一样的制作方式。
不一样的制作方式. What did she say?
不一样的制作方式。
Okay, so the pinion's right, but I'm not sure if this is the right word. So I'm going to press Control-CC, and Golden Dict, the dictionary app, is going to give me definitions. So 制 can mean system or manufacture. So 不一样的制作方式. Does that make sense in context? So what she's been saying is all coffee is basically bitter in flavor. It really doesn't matter what kind of way you make it. It's all basically bitter. Like the base flavor is bitterness. So that does make sense for the context. And we can try both of these together and see if it's a compound word, which it is. 制作, make, manufacture. And again, I think I have this word, but I'm going to check. So I'm going to do Control-Find, Control-F for find. I'm going to paste, Control-V. Again, I'm not really even having to touch the mouse for the most part here. And then I hit Enter. And yes. Oh, wow. That was word number 56. Okay, let's see if there's any duplicates. No duplicates. Good for me. Okay, so make, manufacture. So I got this word way back in level 2, lesson 5. Way back when I only had 56 vocabulary words. I currently have 3,558 minus a few lines at the top of the Excel document. So that means I don't need to type anything here. So I'm going to go back to the other workspace. I'm going to do that with my touchpad. I've got 4 fingers and I'm swiping. Or on Windows, you can press Control, Windows key, and then right, and it'll take you to the right. Control, Windows key, left, takes you back to the left. So that way, if you're not working on a laptop like I am, and you're on a normal keyboard, which I would actually recommend more than a laptop for transcription, because you'll be typing a lot, you can just do it from the keyboard with Control, Windows, left, right. All right, so we're going to drop another timestamp.
我不一样的制作方式，把咖啡中
不一样的制作方式，把咖啡. Now notice she said 制作 again. And so because we have this lookup thing here, and we just took the time to look into this word we don't know, I'm already getting a second exposure to this combo of words. And this is great for any language you're trying to learn because you usually have to hear a word in context like 7 or 8 times before you really understand it and are able to even begin to think about reproducing it. So because we have these handy tools without leaving our computer to get the meaning of the word right away, we're already reaffirming the meaning of this word.
方式把咖啡中不同的味道的话呢，调出来。
调出来. Okay. Now this one I'm not super sure about because 取 can be a bunch of different things depending on the tone. So we're going to back it up and listen. And a great thing about this app is I can still be, this is Mandarin specific, but I can still have this window open and the player will jump back and play for me without deleting these words I'm in the progress of typing.
话呢，调出来。
调出来. Okay, now I'm not sure. Now I'm thinking based on a second listen that I typed this wrong. I think it's CHU, not QU. Because those sounds are similar. And the reason I'm saying that is on a second listen, I'm more confident that what she's saying is jump out. Let's see it. Let's hear it again.
到的话呢，调出来。
调出来. Because 调 is jump, and then 出来 is like come out. 出 by itself means emerge, and 来 means come. So jump, emerge, come. Jump out. So we're going to pick that one, and what we're going to do is we're going to see if I'm right. I'm going to select it and press Control-CC. Okay, so this could mean 2 things. Either these 3 words together don't have any meaning, or this dictionary app just doesn't have an entry. This dictionary app is not infallible, but what we can do is we can do smaller segments. So 跳出. There you go, jump out. So 跳出 means jump out, and then 来, that means that 来 is just a particle, just a piece of it. And in Chinese, this particular language, I know that 来 often comes at the end. Like 进来, 把它带过来. So like different phrases can end with 来. So what that tells me is in my dictionary, I should not put all 3 of these together. I should take these 2, 跳出, and then I'm going to use 4 fingers on my trackpad to swipe again over to this workspace, which you can also do with Control, Windows, left. And we're going to make sure I don't have this already. So again, in the Find window, we're going to paste 调出. Now I actually already have this one. No duplicates, that's good. I wrote the definition as pop up. I'm going to expand that definition into jump out. Not because pop up is wrong, but because jump out, it adds some more richness to the meaning. Sometimes you can't really have a good understanding of what a word means until you've heard it in a few contexts. And also you notice that when I type this, I deleted P and then typed it. And here's why. If I just try to add a forward slash after jump out, it's a long comma, a 顿号, which is a Chinese feature. But in Chinese input method, if you start with a letter, you get your normal keyboard back. So I just hit forward slash and it gives me a weird comma. But if I hit T and then forward slash, it's still a forward slash. And then I can put whatever I want. And then hit enter, and I actually get my forward slash down here. No, I don't want this, so I'm going to delete it. Okay. And we'll just proceed a little bit more. She was at the end of a thought, so I'm going to hit F8 for another timestamp. I put a timestamp between each sentence just because then I don't have to think about how often I'm putting timestamps, and because it means I can get a complete thought, type out a complete thought, and let the complete thoughts dictate when I'm stopping, and not say like, oh, every 8 seconds I put a timestamp, which means I'd have to be like, oh, it's another 8 seconds, I'm going to drop a random one in. I think that's how we talk. That's how we should dictate.
的话呢，调出来。
Okay.
美国传统的这个咖啡的味道的话呢是苦味，冲泡出来的。
咖啡的味道的话是苦味. Now, I'm not sure she said 苦味. That's what she meant, meaning that's the meaning of her sentence, but I want to get this word perfect, so we're going to hit F4 to jump back and listen again.
是苦味的味道的话呢是苦味。
味道的话呢是苦味. So I put 是 because that means the same thing, but what she said is 呢. 味道的话呢. Oh, no, she said 是 too, 是苦味. So I just missed a word, which is why that jump back feature is so useful. And then I'll drop F8 in there. Now, what I can do with these timestamps is I can click them. This is special to this program. So for instance, if I wanted to hear that whole sentence again, I could just click on this one right here.
美国传统的这个咖啡的味道的话呢是苦味。
So I just confirmed that whole sentence is correct. You can also edit these timestamps forward or backwards. That one is in kind of the right spot, so we're going to try and see if there's another one that's less correct.
那么咖啡最基本
Okay, so that one, there was a pause before you heard 那么. If I take this and I make it 11, I can click on it right away.
有一点苦。那么咖啡最基
So you hear that, instead of starting here like it did now, it starts back a little bit.
有一点苦。
有一点苦。
那么咖
So 12 is a good spot for that, so I'm going to put it back to 12. This is, again, a thing that's unique to this program. You can just edit the timestamps and the program knows what you're doing, which is why I use this program. Let's see here.
都有一点苦。那么咖啡
Oh, I got to let it catch up with me, so I'm going to click on this timestamp.
冲泡出来的话呢，会有这个土地的这样的。
Okay. 冲泡出来的
这个话呢会有冲泡出来的话呢会。
话呢 Now, what you just saw is it started too far forward in the recording, so I couldn't hear the part I wanted to work on. So I double pressed F4 to jump me back, and it still wasn't far enough back, so I double tapped F4 again to jump me even farther back. Because every time you hit F4, it pauses, and then when you hit it again, it jumps back 4 seconds and starts playing. So if you just hit it a bunch of times, it'll just kind of jump you back 4 seconds at a time until you get where you want to be. Which is nice because then instead of managing a whole bunch of different keyboard shortcuts and buttons, which I've done successfully with other programs, you just got one, away you go.
冲泡出来的话呢，会有这个土地的这样的味道，而现
What she just said is, let's see here. 冲泡出来的话呢，会有这个. What she's saying is when you make coffee, it can have an earthy flavor. All right. And again, I just pressed F8 now that we're at the end of a thought for another timestamp. And I think this gives you a pretty good idea of this program and this ideal workflow. And so the rest of the videos I do will be more or less explaining how you can get this workflow. We're on one page. All you're looking at is the transcription software with a little pop-up window. And on the other page, you've got an Excel document to track your new vocabulary words and another one to track your progress. This one we'll spend a little less time on because you can track your progress however you want to, but the key thing I think is just this vocabulary list. I'll also show you the secret sauce behind how these auto-populate. So if I put anything in here, it automatically gives me the pinyin. That's something I did, and I can show you how to do it. That's probably mostly only useful if you're studying Chinese, but hey, that's what I'm studying. So, and also, this entire setup is replicable on a Mac. I use both a Mac and a PC for transcription regularly, and I try to make sure that whatever I do on one, I can do on the other. So that's it for this intro. So basically, if you saw this video and you thought, yes, I want a workflow like that, then you should watch the rest of my videos. Yep, that's about it.